Hey guys, I'm gonna be reacting to a video called 10 Most Haunted Places in France We Dare to Visit. And this video is by Slaptam, and I'm gonna count the last two in this video, so if you want to watch this video in its entirety, the link will be in the description box down below. So yeah, this video is gonna be kinda spooky. I wonder if the characters are gonna be on this list, because that'd be kind of interesting. So let's find out what they are, shall we? Let's see, shall we?
How you doing? I'm Callan, and this is Slap Ham. From spirits lingering in old cemeteries to the dark.
Oh, just so you know, if you hear a random ping-like sound, that might be the editing software I'm using to edit the video with. That's currently saving the video I'm editing.
Winding passageways of the Paris catacombs. We count 10 of the most haunted places in France. And I just want to apologise ahead of time for my terrible French pronunciation. But without further delay, let's get into
I can't complain. I'm not good at pronouncing words either, so or names. Yeah, I can't complain. I have trouble pronouncing words and names myself, so I can't really complain.
Covering 110 acres of land with over 300,000 individuals buried there. It was established in 1804 and it's known not only for the beauty of its sculptures and tombstones adorning the many graves, but also for the numerous famous individuals who have been interred there, including poet and playwright Oscar Wilde, composer Chopin, and Jim Morrison of The Doors. Père Lachaise is also well known for the restless spirits that wander its grounds. Visitors report numerous encounters including orbs, ghostly lights, eerie sensations, cold spots, and apparition sightings. Visitors experience ghostly tugs on their clothing when they venture too close to the grave of Prime Minister Adolphe Thiers. And it's rumoured that the ghost of Jim Morrison can sometimes be seen wandering in the vicinity of his gravesite. Chateau de Brissac may look like a fairy tale castle, but it has a dark history filled with adultery and murder.
Is it just me, or does this look like the sort of castle you might see in a Disney film? I don't know why, but this does kind of look like the sort of this does kind of look like the sort of Disney related castle or palace that you might see in a Disney film. I could be mistaken, but to me that's what it kind of looks like.
That ultimately makes it one of the most haunted places in France. Built in the 11th century in the province of Anjou, the Chateau de Brissac was rebuilt in the 15th century by Pierre de Brise, the chief minister of King Charles VII. Jacques de Brise then inherited the chateau after his father's passing. It was at this time that the Chateau de Brissac gained its notoriety. Jacques married Charlotte de Valois, the daughter of Charles VII. Charlotte was known for her dalliances with other men, and when Jacques caught her with one of his huntsmen, he ran them both through with his sword, killing them instantly.
Damn.
Soon there were reports of ghostly activity, with the belief that Charlotte and her lover roamed the chateau, wailing in their sorrow and loss. Some legends even state that Jacques was forced to sell the chateau because he was being tormented by the ghostly pair. Visitors today report a variety of encounters including ghostly wailing, apparitions, and being touched by unseen hands. Perched atop a massive rock art.
Okay, this looks again. This looks like it could, like the previous place. This place looks like it could be. It could look like it. Looks like it could be something you see in a freaking Disney film. Honest to God, why does some of these places look like something you see in a freaking Disney film or some nonsense like that? Then again, this does look like it could also be in a freaking horror film. You know, like if you want to do like a type of spin-off to a Dracula type film or something like that.
Island near the coast of Normandy, Mont Saint-Michel is a grand monument that was built under mystical circumstances. In the 8th century, Bishop Aubert of Avranches began construction of the oratory after receiving a vision from Archangel Michael, telling him that he was to build a church. Some legends even go so far as to suggest that the church was built by Archangel Michael himself. Regardless, nuns and monks still inhabit the island today, returning to the abbey after a checkered history that included a period when the abbey was converted to a prison during the French Revolution. Mont Saint Michel is believed to be haunted by a variety of figures, but the one that stands out as the most notorious is Louis d'Esteville. When he took command of a garrison at Mont Saint Michel in 1434, Louis d'Esteville was considered to be a ruthless lord. He went on to lead his men in the slaughter of 2,000 Englishmen during the Hundred Years' War,
There's the
killing
thing.
so many that legends state that the sands of the island were red with blood. It's
I'm not
believed that
surprised if there was
ghost
that many
still
people that were
wanders the halls
killed.
and grounds of Mont Saint Michel today, protecting the Mont from invasion. There are also reports of spectral monks wandering the grounds and buildings, perhaps praying for the souls of the dead Englishmen who died so many years ago. Chateau de Tressesson is an ancient castle replete with legends of family quarrels and murder. The chateau in its current condition is believed to have been constructed in the 15th century, but the Tressesson family is documented as far back as the 13th century. One of the more prominent legends tells of the Bride of Tressesson. One night in the 1750s, a young bride was buried alive, apparently by her brother. A poacher who was hiding in a nearby tree claimed to have witnessed the event, stating that the scene unfolded when a coach arrived with the young woman and two gentlemen inside. A hole was dug, and the young woman, who was dressed in a bridal attire, could be heard pleading with her brother and his friend not to kill her. The men buried her alive, stating that she had dishonoured the family name. Another version of this tale has the bride being bricked up in a castle wall on the morning of her wedding. Beside the legend of the Bride of Tressesson, there are other stories of mysterious occurrences at the castle, including a headless ghost and a phantom card game that sometimes ends with one of the players pointing a spectral gun at witnesses.
Okay, so apparently, from what I can make out from all this, one, some random douchebag wanted to a poor lady was killed, or either because she was believed to have disowned her family, or picked up the day she was meant to be married for some stupid reason, resulted in her death. So I don't see why anybody want to be that stupid and selfish. And apparently, and sadly, as a result of her death, she now is probably going to be haunting the place. And I'm guessing she's going to be like a well, because a lot of people were being stupid by thinking she's supposedly dishonor the family or something. They decided, hey, I guess somebody decided, hey, here's an idea. How about we put her down? And yeah, just have her killed off.
Unfortunately, the castle is privately owned, so tourists aren't allowed in to catch a glimpse of the local ghosts.
Why?
The
What about
home of
people getting
Henri
possessed?
Desiré Landru is possibly one of the most haunted places in France. Outwardly, the house is attractive, speaking of grander times when those who could afford it lived life to the fullest. Located in Gambay and Yvelines, the house has a dark past that ultimately has resulted in numerous tenants leaving the home out of fear. While living in the house, Henri Desiré Landru killed at least 10 women and one teenage boy between 1914 and 1919. Landru would place Lonely Hearts advertisements in local Paris newspapers, luring his victims to his home where he then murdered them. Landru dismembered the bodies and then burned the parts in his oven. He was finally caught in 1919 when the sister of one.
Why would you want to kill all those people for? And did he not stop to think people might think that something suspicious is going on? This guy's dumb.
One of his victims convinced the police to begin an investigation. His case went to trial in 1921, where he was found guilty and sentenced to death by guillotine, a sentence that was served 3 months later in Versailles. It's believed that the house
Yeah, you
is
pretty much had
haunted
that
by
coming.
his victims and possibly by Landru himself. The house is again up for sale at a purchase price of €450,000 for anyone brave enough to buy the home.
Nope. Nope, you can keep the home.
Chateau de Fougeret, a 14th century castle located in cool western France, has been recognised as a paranormal hotspot by specialists who have investigated the location. The chateau has seen a lot of history, including the Hundred Years' War. The current owners, Veronica and Francois-Joseph Geoffroy, first began noticing strange activity in 2009 when they purchased the chateau. Since that time, they've allowed paranormal investigators, psychics, and tourists to visit the chateau to document the haunting and to try and get some answers as to the reasons behind the ghostly activity. The chateau has been featured on French television due to the activity, and the Geoffroys have photos of the spectres that have been captured by investigators displayed in the living room. Some people who have visited the chateau claim to have encountered threatening spirits, while others state they've heard disembodied voices screaming at visitors to leave the premises. Apparently, the Chateau de Fougeret spirits have no desire
And I would have
to participate
hightailed out of there
and
if that
wish
was the
to be
case.
left alone. As prison fortresses go, the Bastille was one of the more impressive.
Yeah, if those spirits were wailing, saying, "Leave the grounds now and not return." Yeah, if a ghost were to say that, I would get the fuck out of there. And yeah, you're not gonna get any complaints from me. Those spirits are not gonna get any complaints from me because I would do as they ask and get the hell out. Because yeah, I don't particularly want to get haunted by them, and I don't particularly want to know what they would do to me.
Ones, with 8 towers reaching as high as 80 feet tall, as well as fortifications that included a bastion located to the east of the fortress and a surrounding moat. Construction began on the Bastille in 1357, and it was declared a state prison in 1417. The Bastille was home to a number of famous prisoners, including Voltaire and the Marquis de Sade. The French Revolution saw the end of the Bastille. It was destroyed on July 14, 1789, but some of the ruins can be found on Boulevard Henry IV, while its original location hosts the Place de la Bastille. There are numerous reports of ghostly encounters at both locations, with visitors noting unusual smells, sensations of fright and unease, and the sighting of ghostly apparitions.
Number
The
3.
Jardin des Tuileries was created by Catherine de' Medici in 1564 as the formal garden of the Tuileries Palace. While initially it was closed to the public, being used by Catherine and other nobles as a private escape, the garden was opened to the public in 1667, eventually becoming a public park after the French Revolution. There is a darker history hidden behind the beauty and attraction of the garden, however. Catherine hired Jean Le Courvoisier to assassinate political foes after the death of her husband, Henry II. Due to his unsavoury line of work in her service, Jean was savvy to many of the Queen's secrets, a situation that Catherine wasn't comfortable with. She employed a man named Nouvel to murder Jean, which he did in the Jardin des Tuileries. Soon, the spectre of Jean was seen in the garden and he became known as the Red Man of the Tuileries. He was seen by numerous individuals, including Nouvel, who some say witnessed Jean's ghost shortly after his death covered in blood. Apparently, Jean delivered a final message to the Queen through Nouvel, stating that he would haunt Queen Catherine for the rest of her life. Other notables who have seen the Red Man of the Tuileries include Marie Antoinette and Napoleon Bonaparte. It's believed that encountering this...
Wait, seriously, there's a ghost of Napoleon Bonaparte there? Is his ghost short? Please tell me his ghost can be short-tempered. That's probably the one choice of words.
That shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cut out the last 2 of this particular video. If you want to watch the 10 most haunted places in France we dare you to visit in its entirety and find out what the last 2 of this video is, the link to this video is in the description box down below. So you get to watch this video on Snaptown's channel. And yeah. Yeah, I'm quite surprised that there's a place where you get to see the ghost of Napoleon Bonaparte, because that's something I wasn't expecting so much. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video, and until next time, goodbye for now.